Well, and again, we're very grateful to our vibrant Facebook group, and in particular, one of the posters, Hayley McCauley. So hello to you, Hayley. And she says, is anyone able to help explain what it means by the term patterns of relating, please? I'm comparing and contrasting PCT and psychodynamic theories, and it says about looking at their patterns of relating. Does this mean what a counselling relationships look like from both perspectives? Any ideas? Many thanks in advance. So there you have it. And what I would say is patterns of relating is about how historically clients relate to themselves and others. And we're in the realm of attachment, really. Work of Bowlby and all the people who followed Bowlby on. And, you know, when you work with clients, you do realize just how early childhood experiences of caregivers and significant people in a child's life can impact on the adult you have in front of you. So in terms of patterns of relating, it can be that in psychodynamic terms, we talk about transference and counter-transference. We may talk about that in person-centered therapy. To be honest, you know, it's certainly something in supervision. But in terms of PCT, it's conditions of worth and introjected values. So patterns of relating can be generated by what a child believes they are and what they've been told, which are introjected values and conditions of worth. But yeah, basically it comes down to attachment. And one plea, do not underestimate your own attachment style when you're working with clients, because that will have an impact in the therapy room. If your attachment style is avoidant, dismissive, then it might be that leaks out into the way you relate to your clients.
Definitely. I like how you've said that. And I'm thinking about self-concept. Our self-concept is how we see ourselves in the world and how we view the world as well. And we very often filter, well, not very often, we just do. We just filter everything we hear through our own self-concept. It's interesting. And if you think of us and a client as being two circles in the same room, we may think that if we say something, the client fully understands what we're saying. And when the client says something, we may think that we fully understand what it is that they're saying, when in reality, it is only a small sliver right in the middle of common understanding that we have, because everything goes through a filter where we relate what we see, what we hear, how we interact with the world through that filter.
Yeah, absolutely. And also the misconceptions that come with having a filter in place. So it's amazing how communication, even the simplest thing, can be felt like it's miscommunicated, which is why therapists always say to their clients when they're reflecting back, is that correct? Is that how it is for you? And if the client says, yeah, fine. If the client says no, you say, tell me what I'm not understanding. And then the client has a chance to expand on that and make the meanings clear, because therapy is all about meanings. No matter which therapy, it's all about meanings, the client's meanings. So yeah, always ask, I would say, if your perception is correct.
100%. And how do we do that? We may ask a direct question to make sure that we understand it correctly. We can do so by a paraphrase, where we paraphrase our understanding of what the client has brought, or maybe in a summary of what the client has brought. And when we do a paraphrase or a summary, it's always an idea to say, well, that's kind of how I received that. How is that with you? And it gives the client an opportunity to maybe correct something where we have maybe perceived that incorrectly, and to set it right. And sometimes it's even an opportunity for the client to hear that back and go, actually, you know what, when I think about that, it's not really like this, it's like this. It allows them to change their filter as well and bring their new learning or where they may be on that subject. So I think it's a really good question. It's a good question. I think it shows itself multiple times in different ways in the therapy room.
Yeah, and I like what you say, Ken, about opportunity. You know, don't underestimate opportunity within the therapy room, because, you know, there's a great phrase from a film called Vanilla Skies, which says every passing minute is another chance to turn it all around.
Yeah.
And, you know, by using the opportunity to be able to clarify and be absolutely crystal clear that's what you've heard, you're really being of service to the client. You know, and I would say use every opportunity to make sure that what you're hearing is exactly what the client's saying.
And it takes training and it takes practice. And that's why those skills, those simulated skills sessions that you do in your college and your university, if you're using them as chat sessions, you're really missing out, because that's the time that you dig into this stuff and learn how to look from somebody else's frame of reference, how to see things from someone else's perspective. But also when we look at our personal development group, that's where we can examine our own filter, and we can examine self and what have we got that may be those filters in how we relate to our clients. And it's equality, diversity. Do we hold any prejudices? And you only need to look back a few episodes of the Counselling Tutor podcast, and you're going to hear all of those topics discussed. It all kind of becomes this ecosystem, doesn't it, Rory?
Yes, it's a homogenous
I like
grouping.